Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Tech Wizard here, about to show you some Disney Infinity 3.0. We're gonna step into the toy box and I'll show you guys how to spawn some enemies. Apparently this was a big issue for some people, and for myself included. When I was very first trying to learn how to do all this stuff, I couldn't quite figure out how to do it, so I figured why not put up a video. I haven't really seen any up showing how to do it very well. So I figured I'll make a video so that you guys can have something to look at. Alright, and here we are loading in. Going ahead and one of the first things I always like to do is change the floor because I don't really like the default grass. So I usually go with something right away that's not so like eye candy, so that I could focus on other things. The Imperial Space Station flooring usually does the trick, because when you're up close you can see that it's kind of, you know, not so bothersome. When you change the sky and everything, you know, the ground kind of reflects the sky a little bit, but it's not annoying. So one of the first things you want to do when you want to create enemies is you want to look for your creativity toys. Let's see here. Here we go. And there's three things you're going to be wanting to look at. You're going to want to look at trigger areas, you're going to want to look at the enemy wave spawner, and you're going to want a locator. For now, we're just going to throw down a trigger area right here, and then we'll look for our locator, which is in the same toolbar. And this is where your enemies are going to spawn, so you can kind of like place it wherever you feel like you want your enemies to go or to pop up at. Then you want to go over to one of these little hologram looking things and look for the enemy wave generator. Once you have that, go ahead and place that on the field. And then what we'll do is we'll go into spark mode and we'll connect these. What you want to do is, now you have your trigger, you're going to go into the options. For me on the Xbox it's the X button. I believe for PlayStation it would be square. And you're going to go in here and you're going to change the actors to player, any player that enters this box, basically. You don't want to put just player 1 or player 2, because unless you're doing just a single player campaign. But yeah, you can customize that any way you want. And then what you're going to do is you're going to move over to this little guy, the enemy wave generator, and you're going to connect them. And once you've connected them, it's going to give you a little pop-up message. And of course, we're going to try to generate a wave here. And once we do that, we'll go ahead and connect it to our locator, our spawn point. So now we have all our pieces connected, and this will be the spawn location. So we'll go back into the options of this guy, and here's where it's important. You want to look at the configure wave and properties. These two things are really all you're going to change too much of. When we go into the configure wave, we're going to see all the different types of enemies we can use. We'll just put in a couple of these guys. And then in order to edit the number, you go into each individual one. You say, okay, I want 4 of these guys. Maybe I want 2 of these guys. And that's good enough. So we'll just press back. Circle for PlayStation, B for Xbox properties. And then you want to go through here and you want to take off the generation delay. You want them all to spawn at once. This will, if you have different enemies, they'll spawn in sequence according to seconds, I believe. Do we want to hold it until they're all generated? Yes, we do. We'll go ahead and back out of that. Alright, now let's run around to the back, see if we got this thing working properly. Alright, I'll go ahead and put my wand away. run through the trigger. Enemies are spawning just like I want it to. Go ahead and kill some of these guys, maybe get some XP off of this level 0. But yeah, it looks like everything's working good, so let's go ahead and take all the enemies off the field, reset our gameplay, and then we do some maintenance, some cleanup maintenance. Alright. So now I'll go into Spark mode. I'll take this guy, A button for the Xbox, I believe it's X for the PlayStation, and we'll just move this guy below everything so we don't see it. We don't see it on the floor when we're running around. So this is kind of common in most toy boxes. People will just move their items and put them onto a different platform or underneath the level so that it's out of the way. And then we got to get over here to the locator. It's kind of hard to move in Spark mode. But once we get to the locator, we'll go ahead and move this sucker down. We don't have to move this one too far. I just put it right under the ground is usually where I like to do it. That way the enemies don't really have any issues. They spawn right there. So we'll go ahead and try this out again. Make sure that there's nothing in the way. We don't see any of it. Go back to the backside. Put our wand away and go through the trigger. And boom, we have our enemies. Simple as that. And I hope that this video is educational and informative, and if you guys have any other questions or comments and you want to see me do something else, go ahead and throw them in there and I'll try to keep up on it. Thanks for watching my video. Tech Wizard here. Remember to subscribe. Have a good day.